Hi everyone, this is Mrs. V Chen. Welcome to my Form 2 Math lesson number 10, and today is 16th March 2020. Alright, so we are going to have square roots today. Alright, so let's look at this. What is 2 squared? 2 squared is same as 2 times 2, so the answer is 4. Alright, so what about minus 2 all square? 2 times 2 is 4, and then this minus times minus is also positive 4. Okay, so what is the conclusion? The opposite to that, square roots here we have 2 of 4 will be 2 and also minus 2. However, if we have this condition, positive square roots, just one, no answer, of 4, the answer will be 2. Okay, and we can have negative square roots, 1 here, of 4, which is minus 2. So this is about the idea of square roots. So what about this equation? If x squared is equal to 4, then what is value of x? So x can be equal to 2, or x can be equal to minus 2, because 2 squared is equal to 4, and minus 2 all squared is also same as 4. Okay? So here we have the symbol for square root, and also we have another name, we call that surd, S-U-R-D. Okay, so let's do some exercise related to square roots or surds here. So to simplify this square root of 324, but before we do that, it is better for you to remember and memorize this. 2 square is 4, blah, 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 up to 15 square is 225. So therefore, what is square roots of 225? If you can remember all this, which will be equal to 15, all right? So you will find it very useful. Okay, now here, I break down this 324 into 325 divided by 4. Okay, so which is 81. So that is same as 4 times 81. And next, actually, we can split this square roots 4 and then 81 in this way. Okay, so what is square root of 4? Which is 2. And then times, what is 81? I have my 81 here, which is 9. So therefore, the answer is 18. Okay, so therefore, we also have another rules, which is saying a times b square roots is same as roots a times root b. Alright. Okay, so next we have square roots of 500. So let's take a look at the factor for that. So 500 is equal to 5 times 100. Okay, and then we can split this, so that will be roots 5 times roots 100. Is that right? So therefore, what is this root 100? Which is 10. So that the final answer is 10 times root 5, like this. And then we have no answer for this root 5. So sometimes we just need to leave your answer in surd form. Okay, so this is B. Alright, so next one, we have this. Okay, so we have the square root of 12 over 49. And this is division, so that we can split this 12 into this. Okay, and then we do step by step. However, what is square root of 45? Sorry, what is square root of 49, which is 7? Okay, and look at 12. We can break down 12 into 3 times 4. Is that right? So that the final answer will be, so this square root, what is square root of 4, which is 2? So I have square root 3 left and over 7. So this is how we simplify. Okay, the surd in this way. Therefore, we have another rule for that, which is square root a, okay, bigger, square root a over b. We can split that into square root a over square root b. All right. Okay, so next we have addition of surds here. So square roots of 50, let's break down that. So what is 50? 50 is same as 2 times 25, right? And then plus, what about 32? 32 is 4 times 8. Okay, so we do that step by step. So therefore, How about this one? What is square root of 25? Which is 5. So that we have root 2 here. And then plus. Okay, what do you think about square root of 4? Which is 2. So we have 8 left. Okay, actually we can do something about this. So keep going. So that is 5 root 2 plus 2. And then how about 8? 8 is 4 times 2. Okay, so keep going. Therefore, look at this square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that I have this. Okay, so finally, 5 root 2 plus 4 root 2. Therefore, I have 9 root 2. So this is how we do addition for third. Okay, next one, subtraction. But before we do subtraction, actually we can simplify this. What is square root of 49? Which is 7. So that we have 7 roots a, and then minus. What about roots 9? Which is 3. And then roots a. Okay, now we can put them together. So 7 root a minus 3 roots a. So how many roots a left? We have 4 roots a left. Okay, next one we have addition and subtraction about operation of third. Okay, so 80. We need to simplify. So square root of 80 is 4 times 20. Right? So we do it step by step. And then plus 48. So 48 divided by 4, which is 12. So I have 4 times 12. And then minus. Okay, so 125 divided by 5, which is 25. So I have 25 times 5. So we simplify the third step by step. Okay, now root 4, which is 2. So that's square root 20. Plus root 4, which is 2. And then I have 12 inside the third. And then minus 25 square root, which is 5. And then root 5. Okay? And then you look at 20 and 12, we still have factor. So 2. What about 20? 20 is same as 4 times 5. And then plus 2. How about 12? 12 is 4 times 3 minus 5 root 5 in that way. Okay, and then look at this. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that I have root 5 inside. Plus square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. I have square root 3 and then minus 5 root 5. Okay, so finally root 5 and root 5 can put together. So 4 minus 5, which is minus negative root 5, and plus this 4 square root 3. Okay, so this is how we simplify this addition and subtraction for third. Okay, so the next example we have multiplication. So remember, before we have this rule, so if we have AB and then square roots, actually we can split them in this way. All right. If we can split them, that means we can combine them together. All right. So that here, actually we can combine them together. So that is 8 times 10. Right. And what about 8? So 8 is equal to 4 times 2. Times, how about 10? 10 is 2 times 5. So I have all the factors inside the square roots. Okay, and then you look at this and look at this. So this is 4 times 4, so that I have 4 outside and then 5 left inside the brackets. No, inside the square roots. So this is the answer, 4 times square root 5. Okay, so next, this is root 3, and then we have a bracket. Okay, bracket here means times, so that we do it step by step. Therefore, we have to do this and then do this, right? So that will be 6 times root 3 minus, again, I can put them together. That will be 3 times 15, okay? All right, so we can't do anything here, so I just repeat this and then minus. Okay, now I need to split this 15 into the factors. So 15 is equal to 3 times 5, right? So therefore I have 6 root 3 minus, oh, look at this. 3 times 3 and then square root, the answer is 3. So that 5. Okay, and this is the answer for this multiplication of third. Okay, so next we have another multiplication. So this is all square. So let us try to use identity that we have learned in the first term, right? Do you remember this identity? Okay, so this will be the first term. I put root 5, and then plus the first term, plus 2, no, times 2 here, and then I have 2. Remember this identity we learned. Okay, which is what? Let me rewrite that for you. So if we have x plus y all square, then the identity will be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So you can see I'm using the identity. I just put in x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. All right, so the answer, root 5 all square. What is answer? Which is 5. Okay, and then look at this. 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 root 5, and then plus 2 squared is 4, like this. So what is answer? So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 4 roots 5. So this is how we do multiplication and use identity. Okay, so this one is division. So how do we do that? We can change that into fraction. So this is what on top, this is what at the bottom here. Okay, and let's look at another rule. So if we have a over b square root, actually we can split that into this way. Okay, so if we can split, that means we can also combine them together. Is that right? So therefore, what do you think about 9 and 3? So we have 3 on top, so that would be 3, and then I can combine them together, 14 over 7 in this way, and then this 14 and 7 cancel out, so 2 left, so therefore the answer will be 3 root 2. Okay, so on this page we have used the rules for square roots here, and we have used this, right, and then we have used one identity learned in the first term. Okay, so after that we have this rationalization of the denominator. So let's look at the meaning of denominator. Here we have a fraction, b is the denominator, and then a is the numerator of a fraction. So what is the meaning of that? Rationalize the denominator. That means root 7 is the denominator. Okay, we don't want to have a third here. We want to get rid of the third. So what do we do? So repeat the question. All right, so we don't want to have any square roots at the bottom here. So we do this. So times root 7 times root 7. Okay, on top. So therefore we don't change the original question. Okay, so what happened next? So therefore at the bottom here for the denominator, what is root 7 times root 7? The answer is 7. Okay, and on top we have 3 roots 7. All right, so we call this as rationalization of denominator because we don't want to have any third for the denominator. All right. Okay, how about this one? This is square roots. All right, so the first thing, let us break this down into root 3 over root 5. Okay, so what is our concern here? We don't want any square roots for our denominator. So that how can we do that? Okay, so times root 5, and then at the same time times root 5. Okay, in order not to change the question, is that right? So what is the answer? Root 5 times root 5, which is 5. So that on top we have 3 times 5, which is 15. So this is how we do this rationalization of the denominator. Okay, so next we have multiplication and division. So to do that, we can combine them all together so that here I have a big square root. So I have 54 times 20 and then divided by 189. So why do I do that? Because we can cancel this to make it easier. So 54, okay, divided by 9, which is a factor. So I have 6 on top. And then what about 189 divided by 9? So which is 21. Okay, so I can do that. So therefore, Okay, so let's look at this 6 and 21. Is it divisible by 3? So I can still further simplify that. So that is 2. Okay, that is 7. So that I have 2 times 20 over 7 in this way. So what about next? Okay, and look at this 20. So this is 2 times 20 is 4 times 5. Right? So therefore I will have this 4. Root 4 is 2. Okay, so that I have 2 times 5, which is 10. And now I split this 7, root 7. Since we never leave any denominator with any square roots, so how can I get rid of this root 7? So times root 7 times root 7. Right, so now I have my final answer. Root 7 times root 7 is 7. And then 2, and then I can join them together, so which is 70. Okay, so this is my answer. Okay, so next we have some difficult questions. So how do we simplify this? This is denominator. We don't want any square roots, so how do we do that? So which is root 6 and then root 6. Okay, all right, so the next step, root 6 times root 6, so that would be 6. Okay, and then this is times, so be very careful when we do that. Don't forget there must be a bracket, otherwise it will be wrong. So this is how we do that. Okay, so the next thing is, so I have 6 here to expand, so we have to do this. Okay, so therefore I have 2 root 3 times 6, so that will be 3, right, times 6. What about 6? I can split this 6 into 3 times 2. Okay, and then plus. Now we come to the second term. So this is 3. Now a big square root. How about 21? 21 is 3 times 7. And then times, what about 6? 6 is 3 times 2. Okay, so that next, 6 for denominator. And then what about this? Look at this. 3 times 3 square root, so I have 3. 3 times 2 is 6, so 6 root 2 plus, okay, look at this. This is 3 times 3 square root, so moving out, so 3 times this 3 is 9. So that was inside. I have 7 times 2, which is 14. Okay, so anything else? Yeah, 6 and 9. I can still further simplify, because what is the common factor for 6 and 9, which is 3. So what's left inside the bracket? So I have this 2 root 2 plus 3 root 14 over 6. Okay, so what is the final answer? I can cancel out this, so I have 2 here. So therefore the final answer will be 2 for denominator, and on top I have 2 root 2 plus 3 root 14. Okay, this is it. Okay, another difficult one. So this is fraction and fraction. So make sure that we always have the same denominator, but here, no good. So let us rationalize this part first. So how do I do that? So 4 root c over 3 minus. So to rationalize this, so root c, c, and then times root c, and then root c. Okay, I want to get rid of the square root here. So that's, so 4 root c, 3 minus. All right, so what is the answer? 3, and then times root c, so which is 3c, and then on top I have c root c. Okay, so this is a fraction. So to combine them together, I have to get the same denominator by looking at the LCM. So what is LCM of 3 and 3c, which will be 3c. So here is also 3c. All right, so look at the first term. This is 3, and change that to 3c. So therefore, I need to add c on top. Are you okay? All right, and minus the second term, 3c same. So same, I don't need to do anything. So therefore, since I already have the same denominator, I can put them together. So on top, what is it? 4c root c minus c root c. And look at this, c root c, c root c. Actually, it is same. So that what is 4 minus 1? 4 minus 1 will be 3c root c over 3c. Okay, and then this 3c cancel out. Now I get the final answer as square root c. Okay, now we come to the final question before we finish this chapter. So, okay, look at this. Can we use identity? Remember this? What is x plus y? And then times x minus y. So, the identity is x squared minus y squared. Remember this? So, therefore, what can I do? I can do this. Right, it's because of the identity here, so I put root 3 inside, and there's 1 here. Okay, so what is this? Root 3 all square, which is 3, and then 1. So what is final answer? Which is 2. Okay, so actually today's example is all related to exercise. So this is all related to exercise 10E about operation of third.